According to what people say, love is blind. Can somebody help me see in between the lines?
Can we at least agree I'm yours and you're mine?
We just need to be willing to fight for our love. Love, 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 and more.
I don't wanna fight no more. I just wanna love you, baby.
Love, 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 and more. And I want you here, so I'm gonna fight for our love.
For
I'm gonna fight for love.
you and me,
You and me.
you and me.
You and me, yeah. I travel down this road of love and war, of love and war.
As a matter of fact, I was thinking that we need to do a new theme song, sis, and we actually need to rap, bitch. We need to do something, a new
Right.
little verse, some
For our own
relationship.
show.
You know, something
With
about
Mr.
the single ladies in a relationship or marriage
Yeah.
ladies, whatever you want to talk about.
Well, you
in
know
a
what?
song,
While
but-
we waiting on Mr. E, and we're gonna talk about Angela
know.
Rye, Common, you know,
A few more things.
why they broke up. We're gonna be talking about relationship stuff right here on Love and War
Mm-hmm.
Talk. But real quick, you know, Ebony is checking her hats out. I wanted to
you
show
know,
y'all
I just want to say
some of her hat collection right here.
I have just hit my 1 year anniversary a few days ago. You know, I launched the site 1 year ago
Hashtags online.
in honor too of my dad who passed on New Year's Day 2018. So launched the site and I just passed it, made it 1 year, y'all. Successful business owner, love the business. I just can't wait to quit all my other
E-commerce
side
business.
hustles.
Right.
Can't wait to quit all my side hustles and do this full time. But I'm making hats and I just added a whole bunch of new ones to the site. Oh, there's Mr. E Diddy. We're waiting on him. So when I get that live, we're going live with him. But until
Happy
then,
hat anniversary.
Birds of Paradise new collection. New collection. We've got this one. Actually, give me a few of them real quick. Hurry up, Mr. E. We got the snake print too. Oh, you can see that
Yeah,
light
wait a
is
minute.
doing
Hold on
too
to
much.
that
See,
light.
that's
Go
what,
down.
that's that
Yeah.
Michael Jackson light I was telling you
Yeah,
about.
Hold on.
That Michael
Go ahead,
Jackson
keep
light.
showing your hat.
See, you might have to touch the screen or something so you can see it better. There we go. Look at that. And the band actually comes out too. It's a ribbon band. Hand me the other one real quick. Mr. E, where are you at? Why is it taking you so
I
long
told
to
him to
load
restart
up?
his phone.
Remember Rondo? It's like one of the best sellers of the year, but I made one for the ladies too. And then I got a bandana band one too. But what's up? Love, love, love. What's up, Orchid Salon girl? I'm coming out there. I'm coming to see you and Aisha soon. But this one's got the little red rhinestone brim. And then hand me the last one, the white one. But Rondo, I need to add this one
Cute.
on there. But the rest of them are on there.
Ladies and fellas.
And my white feather here too. What up, I am
The white
DVP? Yeah, I said
white
that right.
band with the
I
white
am
feather.
DJ VP. That's what I meant to say. Y'all ain't never had to pee before, nigga. Will you hit the live button
Just
already?
don't let him go pee.
But
Don't let
anyways,
him
check
go
out the
pee.
feathers on this one. I added a few more to the Birds of Paradise collection. I hate that these Michael Jackson lights are so freaking bright. There we go. I'm trying to let y'all see it's got some gold in the tip there. Can you see? Can you see? And it's wool felt teardrop dome.
Show them the inside.
Show them the inside.
You know, people want to see
Okay,
this
they want to
brand
see
new.
everything. So anyways, hashtagsonline.com.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't forget about
Oh,
this one.
don't
This is
forget.
for all my street folk. All my street people.
All the street folks. This was actually one of the best sellers of the last month. The LA Crimes, and it's got the bandana on the front brim of the LA,
What does it say on the
and
back?
it say LA Crimes on the back. So hashtags online. Use the code Love and War Talk for 20% off at checkout. 1 year anniversary. I'm glad I made it. If y'all want to start an online store, online business, you want to sell lashes, you want to sell hair, you want to sell whatever,
She is your e-commerce consultant.
get at me.
All
All right, Mr. E, why you haven't hit the...
He had to go pee, so let's
Oh,
just get
my
this,
goodness.
the show
Anyway.
started. Well, y'all, I'm hoping you are having a great New Year
Thanks,
so
Candace.
far. We just launched our website, loveandwartalk.com. Okay?
It is live,
Ooh,
y'all.
I forgot to delete that one blog post that ain't upload, or yeah,
Oh,
ain't that
Lord,
one
shoot.
second. But anyways,
Love and War Talk.
loveandwartalk.com. Hashtag Love and War Talk. I love that.
Guys, I
appreciate
just
it.
said I need to text her back. I just
Yes,
made
we
it through the
praying
house.
for you, baby. We praying
Oh,
for y'all.
man.
Everybody lift
We
my
praying
girl
for you, baby.
Sky
She-
up in prayer.
In prayer, honey. She been going through it. Dallas, y'all better stop stressing my girl out. That's what I know.
Yeah, we talk about divine health in favor for everybody for 2020.
2020.
It's a new decade. Y'all go to loveandwartalk.com. DCam, ain't you conducting something or traveling? Lord have mercy. We got
Lord.
DCam on tonight. So everybody
DCam?
that in Sky's
Sky.
on, Miss Hollywood ENT, we appreciate everybody for
talk to
checking us
her.
out tonight. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here live with us
With
right
us.
now.
And Miss Sophia Jones, happy new decade, baby.
Yes, and y'all
Prayers up the
right
sky
here with
for
us.
a speedy recovery.
Yes, on Love and War Talk, and we're just growing our platform. Either we're gonna figure out Be Live or what's the other one that I was
Zoom?
No, Zoom conferencing.
We need to just go on
Or
YouTube.
Crowdcast. We're gonna do right, but we need one of those platforms to actually go on live with Mr. E at the same time,
at the same time,
and to be able to
exactly.
do Facebook Live, because Facebook Live stopped doing Facebook with Friends Live. You can't do that anymore. So
You can't. I don't understand why.
But yeah, so Instagram Live is the only place where we can go both on at one time. So yeah, Be Live, Zoom, or Crowdcast. We're gonna figure that out and then take this to YouTube and let everybody know. But loveandwartalk.com is up. You know what? We need to
Yes.
put a hashtags banner on there too.
Right, and I probably need to put a little Love and War Talk banner on my site too.
Yes, driving traffic.
Driving
Okay,
traffic.
Miss Sophia, can you get your husband off the toilet?
Can you get him off the
Before he
toilet?
can come on to the show and
Before
be
he
a
can
host?
come on the show and be a host. And in the meantime, my name is Ebony Mose, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
You're on my live.
And you know
this is
what?
my sister.
You can follow my personal account at The Artist Plug,
THA.
Artist Plug. You can follow Hat Stacks Online.
Oh yeah, that's my IG, hashtags online, Twitter, and Facebook.
Right. And then we also she said, here he comes.
What
Y'all
up,
wrong.
Sandeep?
I know we wrong, but we got to be tough on him. He ain't answering emails lately. We took off 2 weeks, and V
Got the-
Keys.
V
There you go,
Keys,
there
what's
you
up,
go.
girl? I love V Keys. Okay, so other host to join after 13. It's 8:13, man. The show is already 13 minutes in. I know we was a few minutes late, but damn. I know, but damn. Now, what was you? You didn't have to go pee 10 minutes before the show started. You had to go right at 8 o'clock.
Now y'all been talking for like 5 minutes. Can I talk? Can I testify? Can I give my testimony?
You just gonna jump on trying to do all this man.
I'm just saying, can I do my testimony?
You ain't gonna jump on with this man ass.
Can I-
What up,
can
Miss
I-
Aries, ENT? Go ahead.
Okay, y'all called me on FaceTime before we start, and I just can't pull out my big old salami while y'all on FaceTime. So I have to wait till the call is
Why I
over.
gotta be a big old salami?
I'm just saying, so I gotta
Sophia
wait
Jones,
till the
get your
call is
husband.
over. I'm just saying, I gotta wait till the call is over.
We want
So
you to
that
be
way-
comfortable, babe. We want you to
Okay,
be comfortable
that's
on
all.
the show.
I just
so you good.
I had to pee.
You good.
I'm
Actually,
trying to
what's
get her
going
to
on?
get these lights off. Ooh, Lord.
I think it's one of those. Like, something ain't like in this life. But
she
hold
want to
on.
be like Michael Jackson.
No, I don't. I
We
want to
looking
get the,
like
the
Jim
stuff
Carrey.
right, because it ain't
I
right.
feel like the Mac right now.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's turn off one of these lights up here. Let's see how that looks.
Oh, anyway, so happy new decade, happy new year.
Happy
Let's
New Year,
get this
y'all.
show started. There's so many. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I can see my wrinkles and shit and everything. It's perfect.
Y'all light bill gonna be sky high.
Because she look, it's okay, but it's just like you got to go in and out. Anyways, y'all, let's get the show started. What up, Iman's Dope? Happy New Year to you and Network ENT. Let's get the show started. Love and War Talk, first show of 2020. Let's jump it off. Mr. E, you wanted to talk about our men nowadays intimidated by women of this decade. Not even this decade, 2020, current.
Are men intimidated by strong women?
Independent. I mean, we've been screaming this for the last, we independent, we strong, all that for years. But why are a lot of independent, strong women finding husbands?
Yeah, and they're finding it tough to find, a husband. And men that, why are they so single? Why are successful women so single?
Like myself.
Right.
Like
Okay.
successful bitch.
She's successful.
Hater.
Ebony is successful in her right.
Hater. Am I right? Let them know. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is the Love and War Talk podcast. That's Mr. E over there. He was hella late, but we knew he had to pee and all that good stuff.
And
but this is
UV
a real
light.
live show. And sometimes
Right.
it might not happen at 8 p.m. Eastern Pacific Standard Time, or
Right.
10 o'clock on Central Standard Time. It might start at 10:05 or 8:05, whatever. Or we might have to pee. We might have to fix the lights, but that's what it is.
Sound effects like David Banner right now.
Right.
I'm feeling like I need some sound effects. You wait till I get some extra money for the
Sound
Right.
effects, the soundboard and stuff. So anyway, yeah, that was a subject of discussion, and we also get a lot of emails to loveandwartalk@gmail.com about that, like women complaining that they feel like men are intimidated by them as strong women. Miss E, can you please take it over and let us know what's going on with this?
Yes, I will. But you know what? First of all, I want to know, have y'all ever had a man tell y'all personally that they were intimidated?
No, but we can tell.
Okay.
A man ain't just gonna come out and tell you, you intimidate me. Well, you know what? They probably say, no, go ahead. I'm gonna let you
well, let me say this. Because when a man want to have sex, he'll say he want to have sex. Or when a man is attracted to you, he's going to tell you he's attracted to you. If he wants to date you, he'll tell you he wants to date you. It's safe to say we're pretty forthcoming. I think that whole a man is intimidated, I think that's just another rhetoric created by women to make themselves feel better, because I don't necessarily think that that's true. And I talk to other men, and we tend to be honest with each other for the most part. There's a lot of little comfort, just these comfort generalizations towards women to make them feel better about whatever it is, whether it be their weight, their appearance, their self-esteem, their confidence, their accomplishments. The world is not geared towards making us feel good about ourselves. Either we do or we don't. But that's one of them things that makes a woman just feel good about herself. Or, that man is probably intimidated by you. When the truth of the matter is, you got men that just don't want to deal with the extra. Because I think that a lot of women do a lot to try to demand a man's respect because of what they accomplished, but they don't understand that that's not necessarily the first thing that particular man is looking for.
You just talked 2 whole minutes and you didn't answer that question.
I did. I definitely did. I said it's a rhetoric.
I said it's
a rhetoric.
All I got out of it was that you think women feel better.
That's because you don't listen well.
That a man is intimidated by them.
No, you don't listen well. I said it's a rhetoric. It's not true. It's not true. I don't feel like men are intimidated by women. It's just something that they came up with.
I personally think that, and it really depends on what type of career the spouse might have. Just for the same, women can be intimidated by what her man does or his lifestyle. You know what I mean? What he has to do for a living, whether he be an artist, an athlete, or whatever. And intimidation it can be in the form of you two not making enough money or the same amount of money. It could be you're feeling like you don't bring as much to the table. It could be that you feel like, hey, this person has more to offer out there, which actually would put him more of a chance of cheating, or her at a chance of cheating, because she's got this and this and that and you don't, or she's going here and there and you're not. I think we all know what being intimidated means. We all pretty much have the same meaning, but I think Candace is right. There are actually some men that are, but if you talk about generally, I don't think generally men are intimidated. I think that a lot of times we give y'all that, and maybe, I don't know where y'all get the impression from, but a lot of times we don't want to deal with the extra. Every now and then you'll get a woman that say, well, I do this, I do that, and we'd be like, okay, very rarely will you hear a man say, well, I make the most money, or, I have accomplished this. Because at the end of the day, we are who we are. The bottom line is, what we expect is what we expect. As a woman, what you expect is what you expect. We don't feel the need to necessarily throw that in your face or whatever, Can you read the comments tonight?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna let sis talk too. I just wanted to read these two. Miss Aries ENT says, I agree. I don't think a man is intimidated by a woman, but rather the requirements of that woman. Meaning, what she might expect of him because of
that's a little more valid.
Her statue. Network also says it's like pretty much saying that you're overqualified for the job, which is a good analogy to it as well. But men do it as well, says Miss Hollywood ENT. Men do it. Men do that.
Well, and I think that there's an exception to every rule. So, in a group of men, there's going to be some men that are intimidated. There's going to be some men that have self-esteem issues. There's going to be a man that is not confident. But I just think, generally speaking, I think that I just never got the consensus based on dealing with men that, we just, oh my God, she does this. We're so intimidated. I don't want to go to her. Wow,
and it's crazy because women, we want strong men. We
Right.
want to be intimidated by you. I want you to make me feel like step my game up. You know what I mean? So for
I don't know about that.
No, but
I'm with
meaning
you, though.
like, you know what I mean? I gotta keep my nigga. Keep my shit straight. You know what I mean? Because I don't want nobody else to get him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot
So
of women
it's
don't
like,
have that mentality.
No, I'm just saying. Well,
That's
when you
good,
get
though.
one,
That's
when
good.
you get one, you do. When you get
Right.
one, you do. You want to, keep up and make sure
Right.
you keep impressing him the same way you got him. You know what I mean? With your hustle, your drive, your looks, your booty, whatever you got him with.
I would think, Mr. E, back in my single days when mother was living, I would
Right.
think that I'm still living now, but I'm just living on another level.
On a
Come on,
married
girl.
level.
On a
Straight
married
up.
level,
Team married.
I'm married, you married,
Team
Ebony
married.
single, team single.
And
But
I'm about to be married soon.
back when I was team single,
What? Okay.
I ain't got a husband yet, or even a candidate.
Speaking, it's 2020. Speaking,
We gonna
yeah.
pray. We gonna
you
pray.
would think that men would be attracted to strong, independent women. Okay, women who know what they're doing, smart and intelligent, confident, knowledgeable, wise, but beautiful, sensual. You would think that men, that's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I felt like back in my single days, and especially, and I don't know if it was because I was in radio, so I was on the radio.
Man.
When I go places, I know a lot of people, and people engage and have conversations, and not a lot of men don't like to fall back, or they don't like to see women, like basically them taking a role, like when Eric Benet and Halle Berry was together. I think this is where it comes from. Eric Benet, it was hard for him to be Mrs. Halle Berry, Mr. Halle Berry.
Mm-hmm.
Woman can be Mrs. Mr. E.
That's true. That's a good analogy.
They don't want to be Mrs. or Mr. Halle Berry. You
Mrs.
get what I'm
Delight.
saying? I used to feel like
Remember, that's how I felt with old boy. Remember, we couldn't even go nowhere. As soon as
As soon as your light come on, they get intimidated. And tripping. You getting stopped by the media. I've taken men
Pictures, all
places
kind of
before, and it's an industry thing, and you just don't really feel like it's a good fit because they can't see you shining like that and just fall back and just be supportive. I've ran into that before. Like I was the most singlest, loneliest person in Dallas, Texas. I'm surprised. Okay, both of us on the radio, successful, hosting nightclubs. I be doing the party, watching everybody party and go home the loneliest person and be straight up like, did nobody try to holler at me the whole night? I mean, and I don't know if it was because I was the party, I was the life of the party, I knew too many people. People was, I think, intimidated by my
they thought we was going to put all that shit on the radio, too, because remember, we
Maybe.
was
I didn't
going
know
out
what it
there, we
was.
was putting everybody on blast.
No, I didn't put my personal business on blast.
Back in the day.
Except Keyshawn John or Kenyon Martin.
No,
Martin,
they
that
know
day,
your ass.
we
We
went-
was blasting everything and everybody whenever
I
something went down. So they
never
was like,
told
oh,
about-
no, these bitches off limits.
But anyways, I remember when me and Cheryl was doing the On Air Divas thing too back in and we met Mobb Deep, and I remember they was like, oh no, them girls is on the radio, so they didn't want to like take a picture with it. They took a picture, but they didn't want to kick it. You know what I'm saying? So it's harder. I think sometimes women in the entertainment business, I know for sure that men can be very intimidated by your light. I'm sure Lady J or anybody out there that's been on the radio or women in the entertainment industry, they would concur. Do you concur? Let me stop talking now and let you talk, and you tell me about your experience as a strong woman. You feel like in men being intimidated, because I know you got some stories.
And
I'm
pass
trying
me that little patch over there. She's trying to fix this Michael Jackson light because I can't see my nose.
What patch?
But I mean my pouch.
See, y'all
nose?
was ready, but y'all wasn't ready.
She be wanting that extra light, and I can't handle it. My pen ain't even here. You see my pen? That's what I was looking for. But anyway, my experience is again. See, stop trying. We ain't promoting now. We ain't advertising these guys. Anyway, no, but it is no. I don't know. Okay, this light that might be a little bit better. Yeah, I could at least see my cheekbones. You know, that's the problem. The lights be just so freaking bright around here.
No, it ain't me.
She want to feel like we in the CNN studios and shit.
I do.
Oh man, man, say network ENT said so. Boy.
Wait a minute,
That's
and
real.
I think we need to
Come on, man.
hit on it because I can't even talk about me right now.
He got down.
Talk about no.
He got down.
You. Wait a minute. Oh, you're condoning what he just said?
Yeah, because I know what he means. But go ahead and say what you're gonna say, and then I'm gonna interpret what he
I can't
means.
even talk about my experiences because I want to talk about what he just said. He said
Go for
strong is not really the woman's role. Wait a minute. How the hell you say that when we didn't hold most of these households that's been falling apart? But anyway, yeah, the man's role is to be a provider, but I mean we're strong in more ways than one. So tell me what you mean by that. Elaborate.
Well, this is what I believe.
What that means, Miss Aries, exactly. What you mean that work? No, you agree with him. So what y'all mean?
I know. I do agree. In other words, So listen, we don't need the extra to try to exhibit strength. See, let me tell you something about a man. Our strength is.
Y'all don't always display strength.
I just want to finish. Our strength is effortlessly. It's seamlessly. It's effortlessly. But we don't have to put forth an extra effort to be strong. But then a lot of times when you're having a conversation like right now, you and I are having a conversation, but between like your tone and everything, you want to contend, but I don't have to contend because the proof is in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. And I'm just
turn into alpha male.
Yeah, but I don't. But I don't need. But the thing about it is, I don't have to.
Alpha female.
But I don't have to do that because when you're strong, then the strength shows up before you do. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying is. But all I'm saying is a lot of women. What he's saying is we don't need you to do extra to show strength. We need strength when it's time to switch roles and you on the driver's seat and I'm on the passenger seat and I need you to drive for a little bit so I can rest. That's when you exhibit your strength. But both of us can't exhibit strength at the same time. Both of us can't lead at the same time. Both of us can't be assertive at the same time because I have an idea of how things should go. You have an idea of how things should go. But at the end of the day, both of us can't lead at the same time. If you want me to be the man, let me lead because it's only a matter of time before you're finna have to lead. So that's what he said.
Every man can't lead you because there's a lot of men that'll lead you to disaster. So
Absolutely.
What do you mean by that?
Absolutely, but that's null and void because
and where women have to stand up and be strong and sometimes have to lead their man or show them or help them. Sometimes men don't even know how to get a damn job and their woman help them. Sometimes men don't know how to. I'm just saying.
But we're right. Yeah, I'm not emotional about it.
Men don't know how to come up with start a business. I'm dealing with
right. But I'm assuming that if you got the man that you deem can lead, then go ahead and let him lead. See, a lot of times, hold on. Now, well, let me say this. A lot of times we put our men in a position to lead, and then when we start leading, and it's not our thought, then all of a sudden you don't want that man to lead anymore because the route that he's taking is not familiar to you. But that's the reason why we're men. We're men because we understand. We're men because we know that we're going to make decisions that are not popular, but it's going to be the effective ones.
Okay.
Now, I can speak for me.
Let me say this. Let me say this,
and
I'm going to let you talk.
And Berto, baby.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And read Miss Aries.
I was going to tell you to go ahead and
read that, and then I'm going to go ahead.
Okay, so Miss Aries said, because I totally with her. She on what I'm saying. Wrong. Partnership requires all parties to be strong, but each should know their lane. Absolutely.
I agree.
I like
Absolutely.
That. Okay.
But that has nothing to do with leading, though.
Really.
What I'm saying is that's true, but that has nothing to do with leading.
Herman, come on, ladies and fellas. Let's now talk about what she said. Okay, their own lane. Let's just out of what she said right here. Let's talk about that lane. Okay. Now, in the Bible, and maybe because I'm married, and I'm basically a participant of trying to actively keep a marriage strong, and it takes work. Okay, it's not easy, and sometimes the other partner may be in a strong or weaker financial position and something like that, but it's deeper than just finances and strength. Yeah, you're right. Every woman and man should be strong in a relationship. Who wants to pull on a weak individual?
Absolutely.
And you know, it feels like they choking you. sucking the life out of you, trying to go up the elevator. Just imagine, I seen Pastor James Edwards, and I just have to shout him out. One time he did an illustration where he had his wife on his back and he had a little step stool, and he was trying to walk up the stairs with her hanging on his back, and it was like choking him. And he talked about a
She's been married 5 years, but go ahead.
No, 6, baby.
6 years. He said,
let aside the weight. You know, there's a scripture that he backed it up with, lay aside the weight. So nobody wants anybody that's going to be weighing them down. Absolutely. Each person should be strong.
And that goes both ways, because a lot of men talk about women. You know, I have a friend right now going through something where, you know, she's been a stay-at-home mom all this time, and now she's getting ready to step out to the world and have to take care of, you know, her son, and you know what I mean, ain't been in the career world, you know, in a minute, you know what I mean? But, you know, her man was the provider all this time, you know what I mean? Not to say she ain't gonna be able to hustle and get it right, but, you know what I mean? People going, you know, they go through that gender role where you do let your man take the lead. Then what happens though when you're in a situation where you got to step out and fend for yourself, and you ain't started no businesses, you ain't did no, you know what I mean? Like,
I think that's unfair when men do that though. If you,
especially athletes do it all the time too.
Women should never. I don't give a damn if your husband is filthy rich. You should always have a backup plan and be prepared to make it on your own. You got an online e-commerce business, bitch. Get you an online e-commerce business or some type of residual income. Get you some consultants. Get you some stocks, some bonds.
You could be doing taxes every year. It could be a bunch of different
invest in somebody's
dream. Don't matter
or vision. But don't even get stuck out there, because somebody can always, feelings do change and people do grow apart, because, you know, sometimes people aren't on the same page and people's going on two different paths. I just wanted to finish off by what I was saying, by saying, ladies, too, sometimes we do come across as intimidating, because, you know, some women do have alpha female issues, and it could pose a problem in your household, because in the Bible it does say it's the man first. Like, women were made from a man. We were made from a man, and the men are supposed to lead and be the head of their household. So even when sometimes maybe my husband is he's financially, I might be financially stronger than him. You get what I'm saying? I'm literally going to not make him feel like he's not head of the household. He still needs to be head of the household and be a part of the decision making, and it should be in order. So that's all I want to say, ladies. I believe that it should be 100%. You should give 100%. It should be 50-50. Everybody should be giving 100% in that household, and men should be strong, and men
and a woman's place should be strong. A woman should to go back to whatever he said.
Absolutely.
It's not really a woman's role. I wanted to touch on that though.
Say that.
I knew what he was saying.
Let me just make my last statement. Right. Even if you are a lawyer, a CEO, you making millions of dollars, you are bringing in more money than your man, by no means, women, should you ever belittle your man and make him feel like he's not the head of the household and keep things in order. Mm-hmm. So, you know, being aggressive and intimidating are not the same thing. Okay, he's saying being aggressive and intimidating are not being the same thing. So is an alpha female aggressive? Are they intimidating? I don't know. It's a quality.
Okay, so
I guess you guys define a strong woman as an alpha female, meaning like just because she not necessarily need a man to take care of her. Is that what y'all trying to say?
I never used that term.
She like to make decisions. She wants to be
an independent woman.
Independent.
Right. Well, I never use that term, because I don't think that an alpha woman is a woman that can be submissive, and I don't think that a beta woman is a woman that can be strong. So I never use that. But this is what I will say, and I could talk about my own marriage. In my own marriage, finances doesn't even define leadership. You know what I'm saying? Leadership is the ability of good decision making for you and yours. That's what good leadership is. But let me tell you something. As a leader in my household, every decision that I make, I go through my wife. I don't make decisions on my own. I always consult with her. Not only do I always consult with her, but I get her blessing on it. Because a good leader understands that without getting the team involved, that there's a really good chance that you're setting yourself up for failure. So, like, I always make sure that I get my wife's approval
Right.
and get her say so and get her input. And a good leader understands when it's time to fall back, which that's what I was getting at. Like sometimes I got to get in the passenger seat because my wife is better at this. It doesn't change the fact that I'm a leader, but I'm wise enough to understand that, okay, you know what? She's better at that. So let me get her in the driver's seat real quick. And then when it's time for me to get back in the driver's seat, so be it. So I understood what Network NT was saying. He was saying not all the time do we want to have to deal with the extra, because what happens is some women, they will accomplish something, and then, you know, they surroundings, they homegirls will say, girl, you know, you need this kind of man or this kind of man. And believe it or not, sometimes they will bring that home and be like, well, I'm successful. Well, I went to college and so on and so forth, when at the end of the day, you got a man that's capable. Maybe he didn't do that. But as long as that's the man you chose, you should believe in him until he's proven otherwise.
And again, I do want to
comment, because I want to comment on that once you read that for me.
And definitely want to read this. He says, Uncle Berto, he says, my wife makes way more money than I do, and it doesn't affect any position either one of us have. We do things 50-50 straight down the middle. When she's tired from work, I cook and clean.
I
have to say that. I love that. Even if we bring it in, everybody should be cooking, cleaning, and do. If you still at work,
that's what marriage is all about.
That's just about, it's give and take. If you're still at work, it doesn't define the roles, but I like.
It doesn't work. You do what you have to do.
I think that only women should cook and clean, though. There's not a lot of men that are going to.
That causes an imbalance in a relationship.
It really will.
Well, I'll tell you this.
You know, I have a friend of mine, her sister or whatever, her man basically doesn't clean up. He feels like he works and that's it. Your job is to raise these kids.
So do most men nowadays think that we should only cook and clean? Like that, that they should
I just think
the bathroom?
I just think my wife should. I think my wife should cook because I can't cook. But I will clean. I do things.
You will clean.
I mean, yeah, I do things that other people are not going to do. Yeah.
Look, I remember at one point in time when me and my husband first got together, he would iron clothes, you know, now.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. You know, but all of that, I love all of that. I love that. That's about being in a relationship. You know, everybody should, you know, if I'm working late, he'll have something prepared. We planning together as a family and operating as a family and as a unit. But I do have to say this about the topic that we're talking about. Are strong women intimidating? See, there go my family.
I want a strong man. There. All I know, and y'all make it seem like
I have an issue. I have an issue here. I'm on my conference call. Yeah, I'm on my podcast right now. Can I call you back? Bye.
I didn't have to win that old white girl in Texas. I did it all, and she was just there.
Okay, so basically, I ran into this issue on my first relationship. Basically, I felt like I was too ambitious. So the topic of this show right now, Love and War Talk, where we talk relationships every Thursday.
So you didn't marry somebody? Wait a minute, I thought that was your last wife, Berto. I'm like, man, we need to catch up. We ain't talked in years. Now I'm just trying to read into what he said, but go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, I know, and God bless you. I wish you all, everybody that's watching, listening to our podcast right now, watching us live on Instagram Live, man, may you have a great, prosperous, tremendous 2020. This is a new decade, so y'all, we gonna do it real big. You know, pray for us in Love and War. Everybody on right now, we praying for you and your success.
Over here.
Yeah,
I got starting off the show.
You know what? That's why it's been so good. That's why it's been so good.
Ain't no belligerent shit going on. I'm the only one cut down. I'm
not gonna start talking about the drinking, D. Y'all let me drink my little and don't judge.
I'm not.
So Herman J. Brown, and I want to comment on this too. He says, that's the kind of guy I am. I iron my wife's clothes. I wash. I lay her to brush out in the morning. That's my queen.
Ooh,
so that's the kind of shit we do need, though, men to do. Because men just think that
it sounds like we doing it.
And that's it. Lay the pipe and eat.
I'm looking at all the comments, all the men. I mean, between me talking about cleaning to them talking about cleaning and cooking, it just sounds like, I don't know. So I haven't heard one man say I'm intimidated by my woman since we've been on the show.
I just don't think it's so sad. He says, I think some people make a mistake of being bossy with being strong.
Come on, Ace. That's a good one. That's exactly what it is.
Do y'all think I'm bossy?
This show ain't about you. We talking about women.
Y'all be over here talking about me like I'm bossy.
Like a woman.
Nah, I'm just saying women in general. Like that's y'all be thinking we intimidated. Y'all be thinking we intimidated when we like, no, we just don't want to deal with the nonsense. We're not intimidated. We happy
Well,
for
what do
you.
you think? What do you think my problem was in Dallas? Miss Dini? Why did
You know
I
what?
have such a terrible dating life or experience?
You know what I was
in Dallas?
intending? So I was intending on asking you, were you approachable? Because that doesn't mean intimidated either. I'm not saying you weren't approachable, but I'm just asking, were you approachable?
I thought I was, but I have heard I
right.
wasn't a lot. I've heard.
Well, then that may have something to do with it.
Not approachable. But you even said either females even complain to you sometimes about me. You said people would say some things about me. Like, but I was like, that's such a misconception.
No.
Well,
No,
let me
you
say
did
this.
say,
I
I'm
approached
very
you.
friendly.
I
approach
approached you,
folks.
and I wanted some help, and you was like, "Say, man, you know, get away from me." And we just end up, we end up coming to full circle. When Mr. E kind of got on. When Mr. E kind of got on. We met at
It was just studio niggas, we was
No,
trying to run from y'all.
No. We met at a mixer, and I was trying to give you like my single and all that, and you kind of pushed me.
Because that's why we was trying to run. Y'all always was trying to push some.
No, I wasn't. So that's irrelevant. So
I'll
that's
be honest
irrelevant.
with you, because
I wasn't.
Because I was D-Light and I was the girl on the radio and I knew PR work and I was down with Cloud Records and all of that kind of stuff. It seemed like I always people would look at me.
So do you think I was
shit. No. They would look at me. I would just be approached as business all the time in Dallas. I hated it. Like I was a chick ready
Well, it was a business mixer, but it's cool. It was a business mixer.
That's where I'm at. I'm at the business mixer, so I wanted to mix and match, Mr. E.
Okay. I wanted to get my single on. I wanted to get Mr. Anaconda on. That's all I wanted to do.
You and every other artist.
That was a single name, by the way.
Every time.
Yeah.
That's why I was Diva D-Light sister too.
But were you approachable though? That's what it boiled down to.
Maybe I wasn't. I thought I was.
So I mean,
maybe I wasn't.
Well, I'm just saying that's something that you might want to look at because that makes a difference. That doesn't mean they intimidated.
To be honest with you, what I felt down in my spirit were men in Dallas they were, I guess, not as. I mean, maybe like a guy from the East Coast or the guy from Atlanta or the West Coast would actually approach you. I just felt like men in Dallas. I don't want to use the word weak because I do not want to piss off the whole city and they be pissed off at me. But it was just like
I know I ain't weak. Right.
I don't know if they were strong enough to not even strong enough.
There were some of them that
they wasn't ready for me. It was maybe I was too much.
So maybe that was your aura though. Because at the same token, you're complaining about the lack of men approaching you, and you ended up at the end of the night on your own. Maybe that was your aura.
She's still here.
So I was putting out the aura that I'm too much for these.
Yeah, you just said it.
Lesser Dallas people.
So so that may that may be it. And the thing about it is that doesn't make us men approachable. But listen to what I'm saying. First of all, if he's a stranger, he don't know you. That doesn't mean he's intimidated by you. What it means is he just don't want to deal with the extra. And sometimes as men, we just don't want to deal with the extra. It doesn't mean that we're not intimidated.
I'm extra because I'm intimidated.
That's extra. That's extra shit.
Because I might be a little bit. I might be D-Light. You know what I mean? So I'm extra.
D-Light is
so anyways,
extra.
I'm sorry. I come with the extra.
It's cool.
Okay. I also felt like maybe I know women too strong. At this point, it's this light. It's this one. Maybe we need to back it up a little bit.
Oh Lord. She about to knock us off the stand. Anyway, what up? Guys pick up on auras more than the women think.
Absolutely. They don't have anything to do with being intimidated. When men as aggressors, when we're aggressors, we have the tendency to pick up on auras real quick because we're aggressive.
Get out what I'm trying to say. So look.
Okay.
I felt in my past relationship, maybe I was too ambitious.
Maybe I'm too ambitious.
Maybe you're using all the wrong words.
No.
Because ambitious, all that stuff, we like that.
Ambitious.
Nah.
No,
you were.
Some men don't like ambitious. Let me
some
tell you
don't.
about my
Most
first
do.
husband. Let me tell you about my first husband.
On the scene, definitely, like you said.
Let me tell you about my first husband. So I was working for a world-renowned doctor, okay? I was working at a record label in Las Vegas, okay, for a producer. I was also going to get my degree. I was getting a college degree. Okay. I would come home and his big baby ass, matter of fact, his big old 6'6" ass, I call him Big Baby. He'd be up there playing video games, making $12, $13 an hour and comfortable with that. Here I am working 2 jobs and going to school.
That's why he's your ex-husband.
Right. Okay. But
so
then
there
come
we
to
go.
find out, he out there, I guess, with all this free time on his hands, because maybe if he had a little more ambition.
Okay, Berto.
He wouldn't have had so much time on his hands to go start cheating. So he was cheating.
Why she was busting her ass?
But it doesn't
Because
sound like
I'm
he was
ambitious.
intimidated. It doesn't sound
No,
like he was
but
intimidated,
to me,
though. And that's what we're talking
It
about.
sounds like he was
It's
living
not-
lavish. He was at home playing
What-
video games.
you know what,
She-
it's-
while
it
she was
sounds-
out here busting, going to
You might
college,
have a
busting
little
her
bit.
ass.
Let me just say this, y'all, and y'all can go on and have the field day with this. I feel like sometimes men intimidating could be taken for a woman with ambitions, a woman with ambition. Period.
Say it one more time.
A woman that is strong could also be perceived as a woman who has too much ambition. Men like women to be catering, and I felt like he wanted me to be catering to him more. He probably wanted more sex, but hell, I was tired. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't getting enough attention. I always felt that guilt. Like my first relationship, my first marriage failed because maybe I wasn't too intimidating. I had too much going on for myself. I put my career and everything first and was trying to do that with a relationship, but he required too much time and energy. And, you know, we were just not on the same path. We weren't equally yoked.
Read her comment, Miss.
Read the comments, yeah.
read it.
Candace said, some men do not want their woman doing good by themselves. You have to understand that some men are intimidated by women because they feel that they cannot meet her where she is or live up to her standards.
Right, right.
Now,
where she is in life.
Right. So let me say this. I actually understand what she's saying, but I think the difference is the meaning. See, if my woman comes home and she's successful, and then I walk out of the room, the first thing that comes to her mind is I'm intimidated. But the thing is, like, it may not be that I'm intimidated. I may not want to deal with the extra. If she comes home with an attitude, or she comes home with her chest out, or if she comes home and say what D-Light said, I work for a world-renowned lawyer. I do this, I do that. You're not ambitious enough. You see what I'm saying? And that may not be intimidation. What you think is intimidation is probably not intimidation. And most women misinterpret that. That's why I thought that the topic would be good, because what a lot of women feel like is the only person that could say if they're intimidated, the only person that can say that they're intimidated is that man himself. If he don't say he's intimidated, then there's a good chance he's probably not intimidated.
Mr. E, I just want to say this, and shout out to all my girls that deal with controlling men and deal with guys in a relationship that cannot take a woman to have their own career and to feel like we can do it all. We can be career-oriented mothers, wives. Women are superheroes in the sense that we can do a whole lot and multitask. You know, a man is still a man, and sometimes men cannot take an ebony. Have you had friends like this? Have we seen this when women?
But that's a rhetoric. That's
want
a rhetoric.
Women to be housewives. They don't really want you to have things going on. They just want you to be, home
with them.
If they're beck and call, catering to their needs and their family. And there are men out there like that. They are not.
There are. I agree.
And
not only that, to me, I feel like there's an exception to every rule. So yeah, there are men out there like that. But what I'm saying is, women talk amongst each other about men without getting no input from men themselves. As a man, I'm telling you that often there are other things that's confused with intimidation. And it's like, no, intimidation has nothing to do with it. You an asshole.
It could be they're intimidated by how you look, and they feel like you're unapproachable. Some men could look at you from across the bar and be intimidated, like she's too fucking fly, or whatever the case might be.
But that's something that women tell each other. Sometimes that's what I'm saying. Just listen to what I'm about to say. Just listen to what I'm about to say. That's something that women tell each other. Sometimes it's true. That's what I was about to say. Hold on. Sometimes it's true, but sometimes it's not. You'll never know the effect you have on that person until you hear from that person. But some women will assume, well, you know what, based on what I feel, he's intimidated, and their rhetoric continues to snowball. But it doesn't make it true because you feel like you're intimidated. I'm just saying, like, there's probably women in my life that said he's intimidated. I'll be like, no, I'm not. I'm happy with where I am in my life. It's just you're an asshole, or you carry yourself a certain way, and you think that I'm intimidated when in actuality I'm weighing my options. Should I really be here or not?
Or
You know what
ASO,
I'm saying?
ASO said if she got too much going on and she don't have proper time to put into a relationship, and that goes for men and women. So I feel like
that's another thing that
I have way too much going on.
But you know what? That's not intimidating. That's what I'm saying.
We had got married. You know
women
what I mean?
women confuse all these things for intimidated when it's not necessarily intimidated. Sometimes it's other things.
Listen,
I'm sorry.
Maybe. I'm just saying in general.
I decided to just cut you both off for a moment and Google the definition of intimidating.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think that we're driving it more to like a financial kind of thing, or a woman that's overpowering or strong or whatever. But the definition of intimidating, having a frightening, overawing, or threatening effect.
Right.
Meaning. So a lot of people, I guess, misconstrued the definition.
I feel like they have been.
Right.
They've been intimidated by me. I don't give a damn what y'all say about it.
No, we're not
but
there.
maybe they're afraid to. It's more of afraid to approach versus not. Even in a relationship.
But how do you determine if a person is afraid versus
they don't
just making
approach.
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't.
They have been intimidated by me, and that's the reason why
if they told you,
like,
so
man,
be it.
you so cool. Oh damn, now you married. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
and nigga, 6 years later, now you.
I done had that happen so many times. They'll contact me and be like, you know what, damn, I just didn't, but you're so cool, and now you married and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, bro, you could have shot your shot first before I even met him. You get what I'm saying? But hey,
it's years later.
At the end of the day,
all I'm saying is I don't think that. I was just saying, I don't think imitation. I don't think intimidation fits every single situation, but a lot of women put that word there. That's all I'm saying. Okay. All I'm saying is sometimes it's a different word. Sometimes
I'm gonna put that word there
because what you think so, ladies. That's what you say.
Let me tell you, I have been afraid, frightened. You know what I mean? To approach a guy before. There's a guy that I've seen for years. No, but my sister knows when I see something, I get that shit. I go get it. Period. Right. If I see
I've never been intimidated.
My eyes is on it until I get it.
She knows. If you with her, she'll push your ass in front of him and make you fall, so she can be like, "Oh shit, help me out! Help this bitch up!" And now it's a scene. Now they got.
I remember that.
She fucking lying.
When she sees somebody she like.
But there are men that just have an aura, or women too. That's what we're getting at. They might have an aura. It might not even be like, you're too good for me. It's just, damn, this bitch is bad, or this nigga is bad, and how do I get his attention, or how do I, get the strength of the
courage, the courage.
The courage.
Absolutely.
I'm looking for the word.
Hey, Ace, can somebody read ASO's comment? That's a good one.
But if I walk in and I see you there with your lips pursed up, I'm not intimidated. But I'm
Thank you.
Okay.
She's not feeling anyone.
Thank you. It's a million reasons. It's a million reasons why we would react a certain way. It doesn't mean he's just giving an example. Yeah, he's just giving an example. Probably like in the air, with their nose in the air. I know what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? But but what he's saying is that it's not always intimidation. Anxiety is a good word. It's a lot of different reasons.
That's anxiety.
That's you know what I'm saying. All of those are good words, but intimidation, I don't know that applies in every situation. Men generally are not intimidated. I don't feel like
people are intimidated and don't want to approach for the failure of rejection. So
it's true.
That's what I think it's more about in 2020. Like, I guess we need to be more confident. If you want something, go get it. Don't be intimidated by anyone. You might be better than that person. He might be better than you. It don't matter. Be better together. You know what I mean? Like, in a sense, I guess we need to stop thinking that women are, you know,
Men are not intimidated.
creatures.
Men
Y'all
are not
need to stop
intimidated by
thinking
women.
that we're-
Look at my
y'all need to
man's
stop thinking we're intimidated
look at my man's
creatures.
comment. Forgive me. Look at my man's comment right there.
Where we at?
I got a good one.
He says, I've never been intimidated by a woman and what she make or have or
Yeah, something like
has
that.
she
Yes.
have. I understand what he's saying though. But what he's
Right.
saying is like
But
we
what she
don't
make her have.
I don't know any men that will say, yeah, I was intimidated by her. I know
Y'all
a lot
niggas
of
trying
men
to
that'll
come up.
say,
She got a
Huh?
nice house, nice car. You trying to
yeah,
bitch?
more than anything. We hear that more than anything. That we use a woman to come up. Well, now that's
Right.
what I do hear.
Y'all
Not
trying to
be
come up.
intimidated. I just don't hear that. Just to be
Okay,
just
so
to be
look,
real.
Y'all like she got it made. Finally, a bitch with her
Thank
shit
you.
together.
you
Thank
wanna
you.
say that, Miss E, we're gonna have to agree to disagree. I believe that women do sometimes are
Sometimes, I
seen
agree.
as men. It could be a little intimidating, and
Sometimes.
so if you strong women could, successful women, ambitious women can come across as someone that's a little more intimidating than the average chick. Okay,
Right, and the
Then-
vice versa for men too.
Then Miss Harris ENT said, I think a man wanted to approach, he would. I think if a man wanted to approach, he would.
Even
And
when
he-
I have a mug on my face.
Approach, and then she said, smile as they as
Approach
their way
and
to
say
come-
smile as their way to come and talk to you.
to you.
Meaning if your face look, because that's happened to me before. It happens all the time. If I'm not smiling, a dude be like, you know, you ain't smiling today.
Smile, yeah,
You
make
know,
me
I
smile.
be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, I've been smiling
The
now.
intimidated woman,
Right.
the strong woman be like, make me smile then, make me do
Yeah,
something.
that's
Ugh.
what she be like.
All right.
I got a man.
So look, so since we let's kind of turn this around a little bit. We don't have. I think we only
We got about
less
10
than-
Can I-
7 minutes
10
left. 7
Hey, can I
minutes.
wrap it up real quick?
But
Go
don't
ahead.
wrap it up because I got something to wrap it up with.
Okay.
Okay, well, this is,
Put your
I'll just
face
say
in
my
the
last
screen.
take. I'll just say my last take. My last take is I do think that some men are intimidated. I do believe that in actuality,
now
there
you
are
think
some.
some.
No, I just want to finish without being interrupted. I think in some cases men are intimidated, but I think the general consensus when it comes to men and my dealings with them is that intimidation is not necessarily the right word. And women will put
Absolutely.
intimidation. Women will put the word intimidation when they can't figure out why that man won't approach them. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's not.
Or
That's
he
all I
just
wanna
not
say.
your type. Or you
That's
just
right.
not his type.
Absolutely.
It could be that
Absolutely.
too. Shit.
Absolutely.
Okay, now sis, what you want to wrap it up with?
Well,
The loveandwordtalk.com website is live, y'all, by the way. Just in case everybody didn't know, loveandwordtalk.com is to send us our portion. Look,
Shout out
you
to
gotta
be
run
like too.
run that through Miss Sophia Jones, will you? Look.
What's that? What's that? Run what?
on the same page.
Oh.
Run
I was trying to. Oh, okay.
Get the
Your
stamp
website,
of approval.
I will.
Look,
I will.
Anyway, so
I had these little signs. I don't know what happened. I must have
she
clicked.
wasting my time.
No, I had it, but you know what, y'all?
She really
I
did
had to
big
do
that
it.
up. She really did big that up. Just.
I had something.
I got you.
Y'all, you know, you and your wrap it up right now.
Nah.
You know,
Your face ain't on the screen.
because I had the thing. I had it, y'all. Like, where is it? Okay.
Oh, okay. We got 5 minutes left.
No. I had it like.
I got a sex tip for the week, y'all.
How to make
Ain't no
this-
toys and ain't no coconut oil involved. Or maybe a little coconut oil.
This is all I want to
Thank
do.
you, Ashley.
But
Man,
I
this
dare
ain't-
you and your
Go
partner.
ahead
This is
and do
only
that.
for your man. I
Go
think this is
ahead
only.
and talk about yours. And
I think this is
I'ma
only
wrap it up.
for the married folks too. By the way,
Mm.
this is only for the married
Single
because
and-
we don't need any single folks out here doing this kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just in case you break up with this mother lover and now you got a situation. But I want to challenge you, married folks out there, to make a video of you and your husband or your wife
Okay.
doing it. Make your own porn video. Make your own porn video and do just a scene and just put your camera back and watch it back together. I guarantee you'll have a great time.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
2020 sex tip.
Yeah,
Kicking
you
it
know
out.
what? I
Make a
think
video.
I ain't got
Only with your
no-
husband or your wife.
I ain't got
All your
enough hard
niggas that you
drive
been with
space
about-
on my phone. It's gonna be a long movie.
As a matter of fact, if
That's
you do
what's
make
up.
it what you do or your girlfriend that you only been with for a year, so make sure it's on your phone.
Right. For real. For real.
Make sure it's on
Do
your
not
phone.
upload it to YouTube.
Right. Make sure it's on your phone. Ain't nobody getting it. All right, y'all. What you got, sis?
All right. So, on the subject, are men intimidated by strong women? Before we get out of here, all the women that write in to loveandwartalk@gmail.com. What?
You're right. Do everything go to cloud? Are you for real?
Yeah. If you got your phone set for it, dude. Then welcome to
I don't
iCloud.
think
Be like,
everything go to cloud. I got 10,000 photos. Oh Lord, I need to check that out.
that's how people be getting their news leaked because they go to the
I
cloud and
need to
people
check
leak.
to the
People
cloud,
hack
but
into the cloud. Yeah.
And they
crazy.
get it in the cloud.
Yeah.
All right.
Lord.
Well, Ebony, this was a real that sex tip is be at your
Do
own
your favorite
discretion.
Call for real.
Your favorite position, though. Go
And
ahead.
That's advice, but at your own discretion. Because
I know.
you send that to the wrong person, you go to jail in Texas.
In Texas.
Yeah.
So-
You sure right.
Keep it on your phone.
We got
You right.
we got like
You
2
sure
minutes.
right. Even if it's an accident.
We got-
Even if it's an accident,
we
you
got-
go to jail.
Okay, we got 2 minutes. So ladies that think they're intimidating, maybe you should work on your approach. Okay, maybe you should work on 10 ways to become more approachable. So women, you keep writing in to loveandwartalk@gmail. If you think you are intimidating, why don't you try fixing your approach? Do you agree, Mr. E?
Once
think
you
that's
fix
good.
your
Alright.
face to the screen.
So,
My face-
What up,
Oh.
DJ Tony, man?
Give me some camera. So anyways, these are some techniques that you can become more approachable. What was that, Miss
Just get
Miss
to it. We got 2
whatever
minutes.
ENT. She said make eye contact and smile.
Make
Use
eye
open
contact.
body posture.
I
You're going to
do
have
that.
to Google that. Use open body posture.
Don't be close-handed and looking like you don't want to be fucked with. Anyway, go
That
ahead.
ain't going to get you the man.
That ain't
You
gonna
looking
get him.
like this.
You
Yeah,
gotta be looking
intimidating.
inviting. You gotta be
Purse the
like,
lips.
And then it says, put away things that cover your face or distractions, like your phone.
Like your phone. Definitely don't be in your phone in the club all night. Whether
Take
you
a
snapping.
deep interest
or
in
whatever.
things that other people are into. Like, that's a good piece of artwork too. Do you like this?
Right.
Be opening and inviting. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
And
No lip
then,
person.
That's what I for real.
And then it just went away from me. I can't stand this.
Oh
Can
man.
you
So
believe
make
it? No,
out
no,
of
no,
that,
no.
make eye contact for
Yeah.
sure. Look approachable. Have your arms unfolded. Look inviting. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Networking
And-
into crazy.
And if he don't look at you, see with your legs open, nah, that ain't gonna work.
That's
We
why
was
it
we
ain't
was
gonna
here,
work.
man.
Beatrice, you back on
Crazy.
time. Beatrice, you back on time right before we
Okay,
wrap
so
it up.
don't take a deep interest in other things that people are into. Ask 3 questions for every one statement about yourself that you make. So ask 3 questions for every one statement about yourself that you make. So then try new things like traveling to different areas or countries. Make an effort to attempt one new activity you haven't tried every month. Try to see things from an outside perspective and study other cultures and viewpoints. Expect new people to find you and want to start new conversations. Become very self-aware. Ask people,
Make
what
eye
their strengths
contact and
weaknesses.
smile, bitch.
Yeah, that's
That's
your
what
main
I
one.
sum this all up with is make eye contact and
Smile,
smile.
Right.
Turn the music on. We will
Hey,
catch
Soul,
y'all.
that's a good one.
Yeah, what she say real
What'd
quick?
he
Because we
say?
got 1 minute, Miss E.
Either kind of move to the music a little and make you approachable too. Because if
Kinda
you're sitting
move-
still, then you don't look approachable.
Yeah.
So
You
that's,
don't look
that's
like
good.
you're having a good time. You gotta
It looks
look
like you in a good mood.
time running of it.
Y'all go to hashtagsonline.
Hashtagsonline.com. Get you the Birds of Paradise.
Right.
We got this and that was just
Right,
added a
Herman
few
J.
more. I haven't added that one. It's going on tonight though. Oh, get you one of these. It's one of my new favorites. Oh no, I'm talking about the LA Crimes one. Let me get that one. But
All right,
that's
we ain't
next
got
week.
time.
We ain't got time. We ain't got time. Mr.
All
E,
right.
tell your wife to go get a hat too.
Love
Yeah,
and
we got to
War
get
Talk.
another hat.
LoveandWarTalk.com is available, y'all, and you can reach all 3 of us on Love and War Talk. We thank y'all. Write us a comment on our new website. Tell us a subject that you want us to talk about on Love and War Talk, Mr. E.
Yeah. Do that.
Yeah, that's it. Do that.
Follow
Mr. E.
Mr. E Music. Follow Mr. E Music. Follow the artist plug.
Thank you,
Follow
Candace. Shout out to y'all, man.
online. See y'all see that goal. I'm trying to get y'all to see that goal.
Yeah,
Alright,
that's
y'all.
that's what's up.
Anyway, Hashtags Online. I'm Delight. I'm Ebony Mose.
It's Mr. E.
And we out.
Love and War Talk.